On Wall Street, everyone is hunting for an edge, a sliver of knowing the next person doesn't have. Most of it is perfectly legal, sharper analysis, better questions, faster reading. But there's a kind of edge that isn't. Information so secret, it's practically a crime to hold it. This is a story about how far people will go to get it, and how hard it is to prove they did. Black Edge by Sheelah Kolhatkar, a New Yorker writer and former hedge fund analyst, so she knows this world from the inside. The subtitle tells you its shape: inside information, dirty money, and the quest to bring down the most wanted man on Wall Street. That man is Steven Cohen, the billionaire behind the hedge fund SAC Capital, whose returns were so consistently extraordinary that the government spent the better part of a decade asking one simple question: how? The title is the key. On a trading floor, white edge is public information. Gray edge is the ambiguous stuff everyone trades on. And black edge is information that is flatly illegal. A tip from inside a company, a drug trial result before the world knows. Kolhatkar's argument is that at the sharpest end of the market, the pressure to produce returns can quietly turn an edge into something darker, and that a firm can be built so the man at the top never has to ask where the edge came from. The book's spine is the case of Matthew Martoma, an SAC manager who allegedly obtained the secret results of an Alzheimer's drug trial through a doctor, helping the fund dodge losses and book gains totaling around $250 million on a single set of trades. It became the most lucrative insider scheme ever charged. Kolhatkar tells it like a thriller, but the unsettling part is how ordinary each step felt to the people taking it. A call here, a second opinion there. The deeper theme is the gap between what everyone suspects and what anyone can prove. Prosecutors believed Cohen sat at the center of it, but a conviction needs a chain. Who knew what, when, and that they knew it was wrong? Build a firm where the boss is deliberately one step removed from the source, and that chain breaks. It's a portrait of plausible deniability as an architecture, not an accident. For anyone who watches markets, there's a quieter lesson under the crime. The whole machine ran on a craving for certainty, the trade you can't lose. And that craving is the vulnerability. The moment a return feels too clean, too sure, the honest question isn't, how much can I make, but why am I the one who gets to know this? The edge that feels like a gift is the one worth fearing. And here's the part that stays with you. SAC pleaded guilty and paid around $1.8 billion. Several employees were convicted, but Cohen himself was never criminally charged. He faced a civil case, settled, sat out a few years, then returned to manage money again and bought a baseball team. Kolhatkar doesn't hand you a tidy moral. She leaves you something truer and more uncomfortable. The law and the money don't always end up in the same place. This is investigative nonfiction at its most propulsive, meticulously reported, paced like true crime. The New York Times called it a modern Moby Dick, with wiretaps rather than harpoons, and that's about right. If it asks anything of you, it's holding a large cast of names and agencies in your head. A slow reader might want a pen. But it never feels like homework. It feels like watching a net close in slow motion. 3 things to carry out of it. Know where your edge comes from. If you can't say, that's your answer. Treat certainty as a warning light, not a reward. And remember that what's true and what's provable are 2 different things, in markets and well beyond them. Black Edge is a book about the most dangerous thing in any market, the wish to know what you're not supposed to. A brilliant, sobering read, and a quiet mirror for anyone who's felt the pull of a sure thing. That's me. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.